Thanks for tuning in to the Urban Scope podcast. I'm back with more NFL news. And of course, the big game is tomorrow. And there has been controversy, so to speak, about Tom Brady not picking his team or picking any sides in the Super Bowl. And a lot of people felt like he should have ride with New England Patriots because he played for them for 20 plus years. He won multiple six championships with them and all of these great things. There's been people like Vince Wilfork and Asante Samuel who came out and in opposition against Tom Brady for doing this, but um, Tom Brady has, I think, legit reasons why he's not picking a side in the Super Bowl, even if in the back of his mind he is still riding with the Patriots. I think for publicity reason he has to do other things. And if you know Tom Brady, he's very reserved and very PC about his answer and thinks a lot about his reputation and his relationships and things like that. Because not only does he have ownership in, you know, the Raiders, he is a broadcaster now and he does call games. So even though he's not calling the Super Bowl, the broadcasters and people who call the games, they usually don't give a prediction out because they call games and don't want to be seen as picking a side. So I think there's several different other reasons why Tom Brady is not publicly riding with New England Patriots. If anybody can remember, Patriots pretty much left him out to dry. They didn't want to renew his contract. They let him go. And, he ended up going to Tampa Bay and winning the championship and going to, several playoffs. And he showed, them that he still had game. And they picked Bill Belichick over Tom Brady essentially. And I'm pretty sure Tom Brady doesn't forget that. Meanwhile, I think he still is appreciative of New England Patriots for giving him the opportunity, drafting him that late in the draft, and taking a chance on him and giving him the opportunity and able to put the pieces around him and make him the best quarterback ever, undisputedly. And I think he still has appreciation for that. But at the same time, at a time where they didn't put a lot of pieces around him and the team was horrible and he was still doing pretty good, they felt like they were better without him. So I'm pretty sure Tom Brady has an ego to where he doesn't forget that. And he's not going to publicly side with New England and just say, well, they did draft me and I should be appreciative of that. Tom Brady is one of those guys that he should be able to leave on his own terms, no matter what. So regardless of how how the team is doing, if Tom Brady's still putting up decent numbers, he should be able to leave on his own terms, but we know in the NFL that's never the case. It's rare that a player is, leaves the team on his own terms. It's usually, you know, the team's option. A Barry Sanders or a Calvin Johnson, Megatron, or a few players that actually left on their terms without, you know, so to speak, being traded or let go because it's just not normal in NFL. The NFL stands for not for long for most people, and this is no different. So Tom Brady is not forgetting what they did to him and how he had to go to another team when he's been with that team for 20 plus years. And I know he probably saw that as an embarrassment, especially as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I mean, the greatest quarterback of all time. But, Joe Montana had to leave and Peyton Manning had to leave. There have been a lot of great quarterbacks had to leave. Ben Roethlisberger, I think, was one of the few players that actually stayed with the team. Well, about 3 years too long, if you ask me. But uh, it's just rare that no matter how great you are, if you play long enough, eventually they'll want you out. And this is no different. But I think Tom is not going to openly sing their praises because of this move that they did. And not only did you let me go, but then you let Bill Belichick stay. And then most people say that Tom Brady was the reason they were winning, not Bill Belichick. So Tom, I'm pretty sure in the back of his mind thinks that same way. So as far as the team success go, I don't think he's going to be openly. He in the back of his mind, he's hoping. But like I said, he was a great player, and of course, this happened before anybody could think that the Patriots would go to the Super Bowl without a Tom Brady or a Bill Belichick. And Tom Brady didn't think it probably would happen this soon. So of course, it's probably catching him off guard. It's like those great players who have these records that stand for so long, and they're eventually, getting broken and they don't want to hand over that record because it means so much to their legacies. Tom Brady put the Patriots on the map as far as an organization. So to see somebody else do it, especially a young guy in Drake May, I don't think he's gonna be openly excited about it. I don't think he wanna wish ill on him, but at the same time, I don't think he is gonna be shouting from the rooftops about it. Like those great records I talked about, like Eric Dickerson had that record since 1984, and when Adrian Peterson almost broke it, he said he doesn't want him to break it because it meant so much to him, and he was very honest about it. Same thing with Saquon a few years back, had a chance to break that same record. He wasn't too happy about it either. And the biggest one, of course, is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar when his all-time scoring record was lost eventually to LeBron James. He didn't look too happy passing that basketball over to him. He it was pretty obvious that he didn't want that record broken. It was a record that stood for over 40 years, and it meant a lot to his legacy. But all great players have that sense of pride and all that sense of entitlement, so to speak, about having these records and what it means to them and just being able to be everything for that franchise. But regardless of what Drake May does tomorrow, Tom Brady is still Tom Brady. It's very unlikely that Drake May would get 6 more rings. So I think, Tom Brady eventually get over the situation, but it's just a tough spot for Tom Brady to be in, especially as a part owner in the NFL for another NFL team, and then also to be a broadcaster who calls games. These guys usually don't make open picks like that. You mostly see that from the analysts and from the pundits and stuff like that, but not the people who actually commentators that you can hear their voice over the game. They rarely make these picks. So I don't think it's a major issue. And I think Tom Brady wishes them well, but I don't think he wishes them the best. So tell me what your thoughts about Tom Brady in this situation. And until next time, I'll see you next time.